Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. I haven't done a video in ages because I've been grinding the hell out of Call of Duty World War II, and I just want to make a quick video on my first impressions of the game, which are quite varying and quite different to what other people may think. But honestly, this is the best Call of Duty game in a long time. I mean, in my opinion, it's probably the best Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 3, which you might hear a lot of people say, so it's not too different. Although at the start of the game, it has been plagued, and I mean plagued, with connectivity issues and server issues. So it's made the start of the game a little bit rougher than it should have been. Although it has been such a failure on Activision's part to expect the population that we're going to play this game. I mean, I'm not too sure how they didn't imagine. I mean, it's not too hard to think that out of all the Call of Duty games in the last 7 years, that this one's going to have the highest population. You could just sort of see from the hype in the beginning of the game, and of course returning back to boots on the ground, got a lot of old players interested after the jetpack games. And it was kind of disappointing just to see them underestimate how many players are going to be on the servers, because it really did make the first 2 or 3 games, 2 or 3 days of the game, not as enjoyable as it should have been. I mean, it was so hard to get on the goddamn server. But you know what? It gave me a chance to play the campaign. And oh my god, the campaign is probably one of the best campaigns I've ever played in Call of Duty history. I was thinking of doing a playthrough on Veteran, like a walkthrough sort of a guide. I'm not too sure how it's going to go because I'm playing it on regular. And I'm still struggling because of you can't regenerate health, which is very different for Call of Duty, but it's nice. I mean, it works for the campaign because it doesn't mean you can just run in and spray them down and just run through the mission. It makes it a lot more difficult. You have to think about your health. Even on regular mode, I'm struggling, and I used to be able to complete veteran mode on the old Call of Duty pretty easily. So it's a big change, but oh my god, is the campaign unreal. I mean, everything about it is just beautiful. It's got such a good story to it, such good cutscenes. It's pretty much like a movie that you can play in. So if you haven't checked out the campaign yet, I really do recommend giving it a go because it is goddamn awesome. So moving back to the multiplayer, it is now Tuesday and the servers are working completely fine. I mean, headquarters still has a few bugs, but I'm sure they're going to be sorted out. I mean, the servers started working well from Monday. Sunday they weren't so great. Saturday they were goddamn awful. But now they're working, you can really play the game and you can really start to grind some pubs out. And I mean, this is the first Call of Duty in a long time that I've been able to grind pubs and actually enjoy it. Usually I've just been playing competitive because it's the only thing I enjoy. But playing pubs in this game is really a good time. I mean, I'm nearly 2nd prestige. I recorded this gameplay yesterday and it was the one time I didn't have my Elgato plugged in. So that's why it's on the PlayStation recording system, so it's not the best quality as it should have been. But it was an insane nearly 70, nearly 80 kill game of Hardpoint, which is pretty fun, so I thought I'd upload it and just give you my first impressions of the game. So multiplayer works very well. The one thing I have noticed is that health regeneration isn't as fast as it once was in Call of Duty. When you peek an angle and you get shot and you want to re-peek like I usually do, I'm a pretty aggressive player, so I'll usually always re-peek angles. And it doesn't really work too well in this game because it just seems like the health regeneration takes that little bit longer than I'm not used to in other Call of Duty games. It'd actually be quite interesting to see if it is different from every other Call of Duty game. But it makes re-peeking a lot harder and it's really given me a challenge, and I've tried to learn about the game and I'm getting there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm not too sure of my opinion on the slow health regeneration yet. I'm not too sure. If you guys have noticed it, just mention it down in the comments because I definitely do think it's a thing. And I'm not saying it's negative. I mean, I've just been trying to learn it. It's been different and it's been affecting me quite a bit. But the other negative thing I'd have to say about the game is that there's 2 guns that just stand head and shoulders above every other gun in the game. And I'm pretty sure if you've played it you can guess it, and it's this gun I'm using in the gameplay, and that's the PPSH and the bar. The bar I'm not too decided on yet. I mean, I'm not too sure how everyone decided the bar was the best gun in the game within 10 hours of the game, because it's one of the last unlocks, but we'll not talk about that. But I do think the bar is probably the best assault rifle by quite a bit, because that's all everybody uses in game battles and it just seems to melt compared to every other one. It's got a fast fire rate and it's got high damage. The STG has a fast fire rate but it's got low damage, and the FG42 has a very low fire rate but it's got low fire rate but high damage. And bar seems to be the only one that sort of mixes the two, so it's most certainly the best gun in the game. And that's the only problem with it. I mean, I do think the rest of the guns should be buffed because I prefer a Call of Duty where you get to use different guns and you have an equal chance. I mean, there is the grease gun, submachine gun, which has an extremely high damage but a really low fire rate, and it's kind of fun to use but it's kind of hard in close range situations. Honestly, I think it works better than assault rifle because of the slow fire rate. It doesn't really help you in up close situations. I would just love the rest of the guns in the game to be buffed. Sniping is a lot of fun, and I mean a lot of fun. It's extremely satisfying. I usually snipe in War, and War is an absolutely unreal game mode, and I do recommend it for leveling up. But we're going to make another separate video on this after, about how you can level up fast, because I'm nearly 2nd prestige, and I haven't been playing pubs the whole time. If I wanted to play pubs the whole time, I'd probably say I probably could be 3rd prestige if I really wanted, and I might start and grind some pubs right now because my teammates aren't on the 2 game battles, so pubs is probably the best option for me at the minute. And if you do play game battles, please do not underestimate the importance of pubs, because pubs let you learn the game, and you really do need to play a lot of it to learn the mechanics of and like the gunplay, because that's extremely important in game battles, and it's not something you're gonna have time to work on when you're playing game battles. This was so close to being a quad. I mean, why can't anyone come there? I mean, whenever someone else does come, I usually get shot first, and I can never complete the quad. I don't know how many triples I get in this gameplay, but it's a lot. And it's kind of frustrating because you'd love a wee quad feed for the montage, you know? Yeah, and I'm making a montage. Everybody loves a good old montage. So I'm just going to record for all of Call of Duty and just see what I can put together. This is a bit of fun. I've been playing War and Sniping, as I've been saying, and it's extremely satisfying, especially when you snipe the gunner off the tank. I mean, every time, man. It just feels so damn good. As for kill streaks, they've been done absolutely perfectly in my opinion. I mean, when you play Domination, it's like 500 points to get a UAV, and that's honestly just amazing, because in the old Call of Duty games, I used to just have to run Ghost in every class, and it really restricted the perks I'm going to use and the basic trainings it would be in this game. So it's just really nice not having to worry about constant UAV spam. Yeah, they may get 1 or 2, but usually if you're good enough to stop their team getting like I think like 500 points, that's like a 10 kill streak, but I mean, they're going to cap some flags in the middle of that. So if you're good enough to stop that happening, then you really don't need to worry about that perk, and it lets you give you a lot more variety in the other perks you can choose. The other kill streaks as well as UAV, like all the bombers, are done perfectly as well, because there's no kill streak that just hovers about in the air, attack chopper, for like 10 minutes and just destroys you every time you spawn, which is one of the most frustrating things. If you get killed by like a glide bomb or a carpet bomb or a mortar strike, you're like, right, fair enough. They actually planted that there, and some element of skill is involved, and they don't just call in a gunner. Well, you can get like a chopper gunner in this game. I think it's like a ball turret gunner, I think it's called, and that's player controlled, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just like the automated helicopter kill streaks in previous Call of Duties. I mean, you could run about in the ground and get 20 kills while that thing's up in the air and gets another 20 kills, which was something I never really liked because the player wasn't actually doing it. And in this game it's so much better because killstreak spam doesn't exist. You can't get spawn shot because your teammates just die all the time. It's bloody great. I mean, it's so refreshing to see. It makes pubs 10 times better, and especially in the war game mode as well. I can't rant and rave about the war game mode so much because it is honestly, it's great, and there's no kill streaks in it, so you can't get kill streak spammed, and it just makes it like 10 times more fun because it's all gunplay based, and if you die by someone, you usually die fair unless it's like a bullshit lag reason. But the addition of no kill streaks in war game mode and the addition of high kill streaks in the game modes like themselves, such as Domination and Hardpoint, are so great that kill streak spam isn't a thing, and that eliminates a huge rage factor from the game. The headquarters edition has also been fantastic in my opinion. I mean, it's cool. The contracts are cool. I mean, I just wish my contracts would work. I mean, they're sort of stuck on a glitch right now, which I'm hoping will be fixed whenever I prestige again. And it's kind of annoying because I want to get some contracts. But the headquarters has been great so far. I know it's been reverted back to solo headquarters just to improve connectivity issues. And sometimes you get chucked in a multiplayer headquarters, which is quite fun. Opening supply drops is great. I love the way other people can see it. It's just something neat. The supply drops themselves, purely cosmetic, something I really like as well. The only thing I don't really understand is the grips and why they can only be put on pistols. I mean, why not just stick them all on guns? Because whenever I open the supply crate, the only thing I seem to get is grips. So I'd love if they just added like all the grips to all the guns, like the customizable grips, which are pretty cool. I mean, I've never really heard of that before. It's something new. I just wish that it was like rightly used, because whoever takes out their pistol to inspect it, I know it's on a grip and the player model holds the gun by the grip, which means you can't usually see them, but it's still cool, it's still fun, it's purely cosmetic. The gestures as well aren't over the top. I haven't seen any dabbing yet. I'm going to keep my mouth shut though, because there probably will be a dab in the near future. The 1v1 arena is also really cool. It's not quite how I expected it to be honest, because you can't use your own classes, and I know they're default pick classes, which is cool, and the leaderboards aren't really that great because it just ranks you by how many you've won in a row, and realistically you could just farm that with your friends easily enough, although it would like decrease our win percentage. But it's cool, it's something different to the game. That's all for my first impression, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Giveaway is still going on for a copy of World War II. Look in the description how to enter that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.